I'm a brother Wolfie, because why not? Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, bitches. Episode 11 of the Real Madrid career mode. Hey, if you're enjoying this, go ahead, leave a like. Remember to subscribe to the channel, because like I say, we're only just getting started. As you remember, we're in the transfer window. We have more transfer action to come in today's episode, but we also have Copa del Rey action for the first time in this season. For the first game of this episode, obviously, if you watched the last episode, if you didn't watch the last episode, go back and check it out. We made some signings, our first signings of the series. We signed Pedro Neto from Wolves and Kegla Sayonchu, as you just see coming off of the bus for the first time and making his debut here alongside Eder Militao at the center of the Real Madrid defense. We've got Valverde, Camavinga, and Modric in the midfield, with Neto making a start alongside Benzema and Vinicius Jr. up top. Now, you saw some rumors going around about Camavinga possibly being allowed to go out on loan, and honestly, he's getting a start today. I'm still trying to just give him that chance, you know, and just, you know, work through it. Like I say, he's not been bad. He hasn't been bad in any way. He's just really not wowed me and tried to really grab hold of any first team opportunities, especially with how many options we have in that position as well. So I'm kind of open if the right offer comes along for Camavinga. You know, he's one of the hottest young prospects in world football right now, but that doesn't mean that we have to force him into our plans. You know, we still send him out on loan and give him an opportunity to develop. But getting into the first game of the episode, we're playing against Elche, who you know, we're playing at the Bernabeu. So this is definitely a team that we really should be expecting to come out as winners against. Especially, you know, they're probably a team that's going to be just trying to survive this season. And we come out firing, you know, 15 minutes in. And you see, we've already had numerous opportunities to get the ball into the back of the net. And it took us until right before halftime before we could create another golden opportunity. And this time it fell to Benzema in a more fortuitous position. You know, the other ones, the other ones are in positions where Benzema could definitely score. But of course, a situation like that is just, this one is just a much better position for him to tuck it away into the back of the net. And you've seen him do it. You've seen him do similar finishes already multiple times this season. And again, King Zimmer is really stepping up at this point in the season. He's really starting to hit his form. And again, we mentioned Vinicius has not been on the finest of form, and it's kind of a good time that Benzema actually chose to step up and start finding his form. So we're coming forward again on this right hand side, and it's slid in behind. Another glorious opportunity for us to find the back of the net, and we do exactly that. As Benzema, I mean, we're just talking about a man, and the man says, you know what? Keep talking about the man, because Zimmer has the keys to the bimmer and finds the back of the net beautifully. There's just too much space. There's way too much space in that Elche defense, and that is going to highlight exactly why they're going to be. I mean, honestly, I don't know where they are in the league, but if I had to make a guess, I would assume that they're fending off the relegation spots, really, because especially based off of how this game went, they really didn't put up too much of a fight. And Benzema is going to complete his hat-trick right there with a beautiful goal right there. He's gone around. It's the run and the pass for me, because he's gone one way, and the only honestly, I didn't trust myself to play the pass down that avenue where he made the run, because it's just a difficult pass on manual, I'm not gonna lie. So I played it into that space, and I kind of just trusted that he would be able to get onto the end of it. And the finish, he's just whipped it into that far post and completed his first hat-trick and our first hat-trick of the save. And who else other than Karim Benzema to secure the first hat-trick of this save in this game? And Elche didn't put up a fight. Like I said, we've played against many teams in this save, and we've played against teams that you would expect us to come out and brush aside. And a lot of them put up a fight, but Elche really didn't put up much of a fight. I don't actually think they had a shot in that highlight, in that 4 minutes of gameplay that we had. I don't think they did actually get a shot on goal, which just highlights the fact that they really didn't put up any kind of resistance. But Back into transfer window action. Arsenal, and this one I'm talking about with a little bit of they're going through a little bit of a rebuild. Because they're bringing in Calvin Phillips. And that's not a bad signing to make. Oh, but it's a weird one because in real life they're going through a bit of a rebuild. But it seems like honestly, Arsenal are just gonna go downhill on FIFA. It seems like FIFA just don't respect Arsenal in any type of way. They don't expect Arsenal to come back, and that's how it's looking. But first Copa del Rey fixture of the save, and we play against Almeria over here, Liga BBVA opponents, and it was an opportunity for us to come out there and give some game time to some players who maybe weren't getting too much games throughout the season. You see Andre Lunin was starting in goal, getting his first appearance of the season in January. We had Nacho Fernandez, Jesus Vallejo in there, and Soyuncu getting another start. We also had Eduardo Moraes starting at left back, another one of our young promising talents, a left back from Brazil, and he reminds me of Marcelo, and I'm hoping that he can really grow. If he could be half the player Marcelo was for Real Madrid, that would be brilliant. But lost a little bit of footage early on in the game, but luckily I didn't miss anything of any real importance because we catch the replay, and it was a first goal of the season finally for Luka Jovic. And he started up top. Like I said, an opportunity for players to get some game time. And yes, it's against lower league opposition, but who cares when you finally get your first goal of the season? Not been too impressed by Luka Jovic previously this season, but he came out and he put on a good performance in this one. Like I said, it's a lower league opponent. Take it with a pinch of salt. But for confidence, for him to finally start putting in some performances, for him to finally hit the back of the net, and look at what confidence does for you. Look at what confidence does for you. Luka Jovic doubled our lead, double his goal tally for the season in just under 30 minutes of game time against Almeria. And they didn't roll over. They actually put up more resistance than Elche did in the last game. But good save there from Andre Lunin, his first of the campaign, finally getting in some game time. And we continued our offense. Nice ball into the box. It fell to Camavinga, who got his shot off. And Camavinga, Luka Jovic got his first goal of the season. Would be a good opportunity for Eduardo Camavinga to get his... Is it Eduardo or Edward? I think it's Eduardo. Eduardo Camavinga to get his first goal as a Real Madrid player, but unable to do it today. It doesn't matter, it's not about the individuals. Through to the next round of the Copa del Rey, which is actually played up next. Interesting format. I find it real interesting that the cup competition doesn't start until January, and then it's over by like March, right? It's interesting, it's different. Like in England, you got the Carabao Cup starting straight away in the season. Then you got the FA Cup that starts in January, and the FA Cup doesn't end until usually the final game of the season, right? Yeah, very interesting. Back more transfer business. Remember Felipe Dos Santos? I'm sure you didn't forget because I told you to remember the name, so I hope you didn't. He was sent out on loan. Really big prospect for us, and I just want him to go out and get some game time. And sending him to Bologna, one of the top 5 leagues in Europe, somewhere where he'll probably get some game time, and somewhere where, it's competitive. Like I said, top 5 leagues in Europe, Serie A. Good loan. I'm very happy with a lot of the players that we have in the reserves and the bench. I'm open to loaning them out if the right offer comes out. It's just a matter of the right offer coming about, like I said. And we came up in the next round of the Copa del Rey against Celta Vigo, and you see the lineup they went with. They're taking this competition serious. Not to say that I'm not taking the competition seriously. It's the only domestic competition, the only domestic cup in Spain. So I have to take it seriously because I want to win it. But it's still, like I said, an opportunity to field weaker sides. But at least around this time, you usually get a bit of a break in these countries. So still able to field some stronger players. You got Vinicius in there. We got Valverde and Modric in there. Marcelo gets himself his first start of the season as he walks out with a captain armband. And love to see it. We haven't really had too much of a reason. I'm expecting around this time of the season is where the fixtures really start to pick up, and we're really forced into rotating a lot more, especially with Champions League coming back again. And that's exactly what it's looking like it's going to be. And Celta Vigo came out with Evil intentions right there as they hit the crossbar, but it gave the ball away in a real dangerous position. And look at what confidence can do for you. Only 20 minutes into the game, Luka Jovic steps up, rounds the keeper, puts it in the back of the net for his 3rd goal in 2 games. The man has woken up. The man has woken up. Loose ball there from the Celta Vigo defender, and it was played in from Danny Carvajal, I believe. And Jovic was just able to get there before the keeper. Look, you got a little spring in his step getting there before the keeper, taking it around him and passing it into the back of the net. Those are the situations where I'm talking about in the last episode, where I'm talking about passing it into the back of the net. Didn't do it that time, but, you know, it's a perfect opportunity to just roll it in. But we came forward again, another counter-attack. We are just so dangerous from those counters as Vinicius found all types of space. He found Luka Jovic and was denied by the keeper. A chance for us to double our lead and make it clear and put us into the next round. But a terrible clearance from their keeper just puts more pressure onto them as Pedro Neto plays it across, finds Rodrigo, and Rodrigo is denied by the keeper as he came on off of the bench. And we just kept putting the pressure on Celta Vigo, but as long as it's only 1-0, they're still in the game. But this is what they were doing all game. Loose passes, we kept the pressure on them as Eden Hazard forces a save out of the keeper right there, and he pushes it wide for a corner. But that was it for the full 90 minutes. We came out 1-0 winners. A little bit of a shorter episode for you guys. You know, you've been getting used to the 20-minute episodes, I'm sure. Don't you worry about it. You know, we'll have a lot more of those. Let me know in the comment section what you guys prefer. If you prefer the longer ones, you know, around this time, 10 to 12, 13 minutes maybe, or if you prefer the longer ones that are usually about 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes even longer, like yesterday's episode. Naturally, the transfer window episodes are a little bit longer, but you know, we could always do, I mean, sometimes I do 4 games an episode, and we could do that a lot more often. So just let me know what you guys prefer. I think right now I'm preferring the sweet spot of around 15-16 minutes. I like that. So that's usually at the moment what I'm aiming for. But yeah, that's about it. If you look at the La Liga table, still very tight around there. And this is just what I'm loving about this save right now with the challenge. Like, no, as well as we're playing, I mean, we got 7 draws, which is quite a lot for this point of the season, but only 1 defeat. We're playing well. We're playing so consistently. And you still look at the table, and it's only 1 point difference between us and Barcelona. And you think back to FIFA just a couple years ago, maybe even last year, where you would look at the Premier League table and teams were all over the place. You know, Man City would have 10 losses in a season, right? And now it's not like that. Like, the top teams really seem to apply the pressure, and I love it. I love it. So you look at the top 4, and it is just razor close right now. Razor close. Sevilla falling off a little bit. Getafe and Levante, as you would have expected, falling off. But right now, Barcelona are our realist threats, and obviously Real Sociedad and Atletico Madrid not too far off, and we still got to keep our eye open for them. But as long as we continue our form, we continue to go out and just win every game. And like I said in episode 1, set the pace, lead everybody. That's the job of Real Madrid. We set the tone, we lead the pack, and we'll be fine. Leave a like and subscribe. Like I said last time, remember, don't walk out the door and take your like with you. Leave it right there at the doorstep, and I'll pick it up and collect it, you know. So until next time, guys, peace.